Crypto Report, everybody. Hope you're doing great out there. Happy Thursday. Hope everybody's doing well. Yesterday, what a wild pump we had, folks. And how short was that? I mean, it was up. And then you woke up. It's not up anymore. It was down. Why? Well, I explored it a little bit. Yesterday, I put out a video and I talked about this tariff pause. And it was a good thing, okay? It got pretty exciting, but I still had the seed of doubt because the China tariffs are still live, and tariffs are still live as well, 10% base tariffs. And we have negotiations going on, probably going to come out, and we're probably going to see, a lot of these tariffs go away. Maybe just some, but a lot of them. Probably not all of them. I don't think we're going to get our way in every scenario as the USA. I don't think anybody always gets their way, but we had the markets certainly get very exciting and maybe get carried away yesterday with excitement. It's funny because as things are very, very bearish, people refuse to buy the dip. It seems there's a lot of people, a lot of smart folks that are buying the dip, but only when the news comes out that's positive, like the tariffs are paused, does the market really spike. And it's notorious for happening all the time. But then you got to look into the weeds of it, the details, and you got to realize, oh, well, it's a 90-day tariff pause. There's still 10% base tariffs until we actually get something settled. And anybody that's not coming to the negotiation table, I guess, is still going to get hit hard with these tariffs at the end of the day. But a lot of people are going to come to the negotiation table, no doubt about it. So this is what's kind of going on, guys. This is kind of what's happening right now. This is the reality of the situation, and that's what we want to talk about, is the real situation that we're looking at right now. And that brings me back to 70K Bitcoin. Okay, guys? Yes, I'm still talking about 70K Bitcoin. I'm sorry. Looking at Bitcoin, top trending coin. Look at this. We got XCN up big time today. Why is XCN up today? I wonder. So XCN's up big today. XCN is another ISO 20022 compliant coin. I believe it's American-made crypto. We still haven't had any news about that tax rule for crypto. That's another one. That would be an interesting one. Did you see Kevin O'Leary advocating for 400% tariffs on China? Oh my gosh, that's wild. No, I did not see that. He's something, isn't he? Isn't he something? Show says intro's way too long. Sorry, brother. Hey, you can fast forward or just, come back when it's ready. But I like to let people hop in. It's a nice way to do it. You still get 40 minutes worth of stream, sometimes 50 minutes worth of stream afterwards. So sorry about that, but we got to let some people hop in. Adrian, you know what? You say that all the time on our channel. You guys see this guy in the chat? And maybe he's right. I don't know. But I hear where you're coming from, Adrian. It's funny. I like Crow. I like Crow a lot, but I see a lot of people saying a lot of negative things. At least Adrian's been consistent. He's never liked Crow. He is dedicated. Coin Baron, have you seen that? He is dedicated. That guy is always saying it. Same thing. Is he doing it on your channel too, Coin Baron? It's funny. Adrian, shout out to you. Do you hold any Crow, Adrian? I've never seen him say anything except for that, actually. Oh my gosh. Intro gives you time to set up, get snacks, relax. See, Papa got to eat 10 donuts in those 10 minutes. That's incredible. I'm changing people's lives. Maybe not for the better. Maybe we could do 10 donuts less. Because the intro. Actually, it's okay. You could have donuts. I had a smoothie this morning. I'm trying really hard to lose some weight, folks. I'm working really hard. Scott says Paul Atkins has been confirmed as the SEC head. That's pretty cool. Adrian. Adrian's a legend. It's all right. We love you, Adrian. No, I don't agree. I don't think Crow's bad. I like Crow. The whole market stinks right now. Stinky, boo-boo. Cronos coin is coming in at 8.4 cents. Just down with everything else. Everything is all about everything, guys. Wait, nobody banned him, right? No. Adrian, you're welcome here, my friend. I tell you. Everybody's welcome here, except for the spammers. Spammers are no good. No, I lost control of what I was going to say here. Let's look at our big gainers, big losers for the day. Flares up, Fartcoin rocketing up 90%. If you didn't sell all your Bitcoin and all your altcoins and put it in Fartcoin, well then, good thing. I hope you didn't, but I don't ever do that. I don't know. No financial advice. This is crazy that this coin is up 90% today. It's literally the biggest mover in the market. $700,000 or $700 million market cap. Unbelievable, huh? Unbelievable. Benny Blue Eye staked his $25 worth of line. Now it's $165. Nice work. Closed my short about an hour ago. Guys, yesterday, because, I had a short open. I moved my stop loss. Shouldn't have done it. I got hit. Got liquidated on the big move with nothing crazy. But, you're not going to win all your trades. And so you got to go into your trades knowing, okay, you got to set your stop losses. I pulled my stop loss off, looked away when I was on my run, and then boom, got liquidated. It's okay. It's okay because I've made some really good profit on a lot of these shorts lately. And I still believe there's a lot of shorts ahead of us because of the uncertainty with tariffs. Let's look at what's going on for liquidations. Yesterday, we kind of cut back on some of these liquidations a little bit over the last day. No, okay, I take that back. Yesterday, yeah, a lot of shorts were squeezed. So $374 million worth of shorts were squeezed because tariff pause was in all the headlines. 90-day tariff pause. Appreciate you, Miller. Oh, sorry, Simon. Yeah, dude, it's tough, man. Yeah, I got squeezed out on the short. That was a tough short yesterday. But this is the volatilities of the thing. You do have to. I mean, you're always better off with lower leverage, so that in case it goes the wrong way, you could stay in the position, within reason. But Papa says red is the norm. Green is the norm in crypto generally, especially for Bitcoin. But right now with the tariffs, red is the norm, unfortunately, folks. Guys, I'm gonna go over to the market cycle charts. I just want to remind you guys to zoom out, okay? Look, this is our trend. We kind of always come to these plateaus, above the plateaus. Like if we come above the plateau on this stock to flow model for this cycle, your $370,000 Bitcoin, could it happen? It could, but I believe a $200,000 Bitcoin's on the table here. And if that's the case, like some people are really believing that altcoins aren't going to come back. Some people are talking about Bitcoin to $250,000, right? This is realistic, I think, this year, and Magnificent 7 to adopt stablecoins. Now, this is actually the founder of Cardano, Charles Hoskinson. But he's going on TV and he's talking about how, hey, I think Bitcoin's going to go to 250. I wonder where he thinks Cardano is going to go. Because I'm bullish on Cardano, guys, for the record. It's an American-made crypto. I do think that at some point, this president, the Congress, the Senate are going to somehow approve some kind of tax relief on U.S.-based crypto for capital gains tax. We gotta keep an eye on it. But, talking about various factors, Increasing crypto adoption and new legislation. Very simple, very logical reason, okay? Justice for LPA says, is it true that Bitcoin is toast? No, Bitcoin's not toast. Like, if anything, this supports and, Bitcoin. Look, what's going on with these tariffs right now and the manipulation with the Fed and all these different things, it supports the case for Bitcoin more so than it's ever been before. Yeah, we have inflation data actually coming in a little more favorable today, okay? We actually are a little lower than expectations. That could be good for the potential for a rate cut. That being said, actually, I wanted to share this with you guys. We're seeing the odds change. Yesterday, we got all excited. I was all excited because, man, these are so volatile. These are so volatile. The odds of a rate cut just went up another 5%. These are so volatile, guys. We are just teetery-tottery back and forth between we're going to get a rate cut, between the odds of getting a rate cut and not getting a rate cut. I mean, generally, we've been kind of around this like 70% region for a while. The odds are is that we're probably not going to get a rate cut in May. But in June, it's looking really good, guys. In fact, we got a 26% chance now that we're going to be cut by half a basis point by June. So maybe that's a quarter point now, a quarter point in May, and a quarter point in June. Maybe, the most likely scenario is that we get at least 1 quarter point by the time we see the June meeting conclude. Justice says it was supposed to rocket last year and no one wants to buy it at the prices. Well, I think a lot of people want to buy it at these prices. The smart money buys at the lows, and that's just how it's done. If you're waiting to buy it, like, would you have rather bought it at 110? I guess that's the thing that gets me kind of confused. Is like, I'd much rather buy Bitcoin at 110 than 79. Says who? That doesn't make any sense to me at all. At all. Ray says Cardano's a quiet one, but it'll do well. It will. We need some rate cuts for the broader market, though, for XRP, for Bitcoin, for all of them. For all of them. But the big story is that, we've scaled back the tariffs, except on China. And this is what I talked about in my video yesterday. We've got 125% tariffs on China still. Why did we pump so much yesterday? The shorts were getting squeezed. I would have rather bought it 1 cent too, Justice. Wouldn't we all? Wouldn't we all? But no, I mean, crypto is certainly here for the long haul. But all assets are struggling on tariffs, and we had a little hope yesterday, but it was really just a short squeeze, guys. It was really just a short squeeze and a quick boost to the upside. BTC and ETH have lost almost all the gain now. Exactly. And I'm not surprised. And I got a little bullish yesterday when we saw the news. And then as I looked into the story more, I kind of left my video yesterday. I was like, we're going to see. I don't know. I think that this is still going to cause a lot of uncertainty. And we came right back to reality. Did Michael Saylor buy again? Now, I saw a story out the other day that Michael Saylor stops buying now that Bitcoin's down in a 70 whatever K. I doubt it. He's probably going to buy. I wouldn't be surprised if he did buy again today. He tends to do that. He's got over 500,000 Bitcoin with no signs of stopping. Stock sell-offs accelerates as China trade war sinks in. And that's what's really happening, guys. It's crazy. So, the declines accelerated after the White House said the tariffs imposed on China by Trump in his second term add up to, now it's up to 145%, not the 125% as previously indicated. So markets are just not liking it. Not liking it. Skippy says, so your shorts got liquidated and now it's falling again. Everybody's shorts got liquidated yesterday unless you had your stop losses set pretty much, and unless you were using less than 5x leverage or something like that. I made a lot of money on shorts lately. Yesterday, the short did not go the right way. And I tell you guys that because I want to lay it out clear and real for you. Like, you're not going to win every trade. Nobody wins every trade. You just got to win enough trades and win the ones that matter. Skippy hodls only. I love it. I love it, man. The DCA hodl is great, but if you're a successful trader and if you can figure out trading, you can earn more profit, earn more cash that you can put back in to your hodl portfolio. If you guys want to sign up, you can sign up using our links down below. Bank stocks and tech shares were hit hard. So like the traditional market is getting crushed after global markets soared overnight. But again, reality's setting in. Okay. Now our CPI data is better than expected, which is great, but we're still with this tariff uncertainty. Okay. Here you go. Another article. Stocks open lower as tariff reality sets in. And that's what it is. It's the tariff reality. A lot of smiles there, except for that guy. That guy is looking at the stocks. He's like, oh, this is messed up, man. I hate these tariffs. Look at that guy. He's so mad. But no, I mean, this is good news. And here's Crypto Rover posting, US inflation falls to 2.4%, lower than expectations. Rates are coming. Rate cuts are coming. Well, probably not in May. Probably not in May, but probably in June. That's kind of what we're looking at right now. Papa says, I've been holding alts only since November 2021. I'm a poor man. There's no doubt that Bitcoin has been king here, but there have been some tremendous opportunities to take profit on a lot of altcoins as well. I made a lot of money on some and lost a lot of money on some others. Net green, okay? But I still believe there's an altcoin season coming later on. There is one lesson to learn in crypto. It is really hard to argue with, just buying Bitcoin, guys. It's really hard to argue with just buying Bitcoin. This is Matt Crafter, by the way. Oh, you said your kid changed your name, Matt. That's right. Skippy. What does Skippy mean? Where did that come from? You will one day be you will be filthy rich one day. Hopefully, Papa, you're going to be filthy rich one day. I'm rooting for you, brother. I'm rooting for all you guys. I have no idea. That's awesome. Oh, man. Kiddos, huh? I know. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, Fartcoin could change your life, I guess. Everything else is just falling and tumbling into oblivion. It's tough right now. There's no doubt about it. Let's look at some charts. Let's do a little Q&A. Again, looking at Bitcoin, still sticking with 71.2, guys. Let's change the tune. Yeah, still looking at 71K for a bouncer 65. These are my two levels. I would really like to see these one of these two levels happen and get a solid bounce off one of these two levels. There's our 2021 high. There's our 2024 high. Total market cap. Probably going to break lower. I'm looking at like 2.13. Could we come even lower? We could. But I'm looking at 2.13 to start for total market cap. XRP back down, swatted back down below $2. Again, maybe some shorts down to the downside. I'd rather have you, shorting as we're kind of, I don't know. This was a hard one to play, guys. This was a hard one to play. This would have been the area for the short. Caught this one after the fact. Didn't play back into a short here. This move for all cryptos, this is where a lot of people got squeezed yesterday. And now some longs kind of got wrecked here overnight, surely. I don't know who would have been longing the market after. After that move right there, and after that news, tariffs aren't over. Everybody acted like tariffs were over, but they just aren't yet. They just aren't, unfortunately. Daryl says, what's worrying me is that I don't see any big catalyst coming up anytime soon. 90 days from now we'll be right back here worried about tariffs. Well, that's not true, Daryl. What if the China-US thing gets solved? I mean, look at what happened yesterday. What if news comes out that China and the US come to a deal? That's like 100K Bitcoin again. like that. Plus, like, a rate cut's coming. So we've got a rate cut coming. That's less than 90 days away. Well, okay, sorry. Hold on. We're April, so May, June. Yeah, that's like less than 90 days away. It's like 60-something days away. Rate cut. And then, or maybe that's like 90 days away. Math. But we could potentially just have news out of the blue about like this China US tariff thing getting resolved. Just like I don't think anybody expected the tariff pause. That shot us up, but there's still tariffs. But what if it goes away? What if the policy changes? So there is, there's some news that could come up. News today is that JD Vance was talking about Chinese peasants. Huh. Hadn't heard about that. Didn't hear about that. Benny says, and now the new SEC chair is approved. Yes, officially, we do have the new SEC chair approved. Finally, some regulatory clarity on staking. Yeah, sure, but Ripplecase still going. Yeah, I had an XRP video I recorded yesterday. I didn't post it. I got a video I'm posting about XRP later on, so get ready. I hope you're right, says Daryl, but it's not looking good in the moment. Well, look, I mean, it's looking like it's going to look. And that's the way it looks, And buy these dips. They're gifts, okay? Bitcoin does not live and die in the long run by tariffs. In the long run, it all points that Bitcoin's the best solution. Really. I'm with you, Daryl. We buy that dip. Scott says we have the Ripple case going to be dropped soon. Hopefully by April 16th. Hopefully when Paul Atkins, when he takes chair. You know what? Maybe when he actually takes. Maybe. But I keep joking. 9,476 times we've had this lawsuit end. It's crazy. It's crazy how many times this lawsuit has ended. It just never really seems to end. I want to look at Solana. Solana. Probably going to break below $100 again. You're probably going to have a below $100 Solana again. Pepe's getting crushed. We're just getting crushed, guys. Crypto's getting crushed. Tariffs are brutal. Now, Dogecoin's still holding on to this level of support. That's wild. Dogecoin is, for a meme coin, Dogecoin is extremely resilient. Extremely resilient. BlackRock wants to stake their ETH. Darn. Wow. That's quite a thing. That Ripple case threw me for a loop. Me too. Me too, brother. But no, Dogecoin is holding up tremendously well right now. I love to see that. Let's look at CRO. Still holding up. Still holding up. Holding up here. We might be able to hold this level, but if Bitcoin slips, oh gosh. I mean, there is a chance. Adrian, you'll agree with me. Adrian, if you're out there, yeah, there's a chance Crow comes back down to 5 cents or so. Look, I hate to say it, but if Bitcoin slips to 65K and, everything slips, if Solana's back below 100, we got dips to buy, folks. Okay, so just hang on, sit tight, touch some grass. Thanks for all you guys tuning in on YouTube, by the way. If you haven't done so already, it goes a long way when you tap that like button for us and subscribe to the channel if you want to. Am I bullish or bearish in the short term? I am bearish in the short term, Simon. I am bearish in the short term, but I am so bullish on crypto. Betty Blue Eye is going to sell a kidney at 65K. I understand. Blessings to you. Penny Blue Eyes selling kidneys. Sell plasma. You could sell your plasma. Back to 80K, you're down to 69 and below. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I feel like we're looking at, the 71, 70, maybe a wick to 69. And then, yeah. We could come down to 65. 65s are weekly candle closes of our 2021 highs. So it could happen. 69K, it's curtains. No, I don't agree with that. No curtains, okay? There are no curtains with Bitcoin, Steinman. I disagree. I disagree. And if people are saying curtains, well, then I better double down. That's the way I think. If everybody's like it's definitely over, then we double down. Unless it's over. And I'm gonna go back to it, and here we go. I've done this with you guys a lot, but again, from the lows to the highs, a bull market lasts about 1,050 days or so. Okay, and I just want to remind you guys that 1,050 days is to October of 2025. That's what it says here at the bottom. This right here, at the end of this blue box, that's October 2025. And if we're not, getting back up by then we're in trouble. But I think we have a lot of time to find a balance, guys. A lot of time to find a balance. October 2025 is still a long way away. Still a long way away. Curtains is back 15K. Man, if Bitcoin goes to 15K, I'm selling a car to buy Bitcoin. I'm selling the car I paid off to buy Bitcoin if it goes to 15K. Look, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, says Daryl. I agree, and I don't see a fat lady. She's certainly not singing. So, fat lady sings in October, all right? Is she going to sing some opera? Okay? What else is going on? Florida approved unanimously today for a BTC state reserve. I did see that. We got a lot of states that are working towards the state reserves for Bitcoin. We got the National Strategic Reserve. Whether or not the U.S. is actually going to buy 1 million Bitcoin, still waiting to hear that. Ooh. I see you, Marlon. But yeah, no, still bearish in the short term. Bullish in the long term, and bullish in the midterm, I guess. Midterm being I guess for the remainder of the bull market. Yeah, I'm definitely bullish in the midterm. Long term being the next decade. Midterm being till the end of the bull market, which is maybe October or something. Now it could be a little extended if the Fed pivot is different. You got Chris, the CEO of crypto.com, who believes the Fourier cycles are over as we know it, and it's kind of just going to be going up. It could happen. You got all the states doing their reserves. Benny Blue Eyes says if the states have approved their state reserves, follow through, there goes a $1 million Bitcoin real quick. It could happen. It could happen. And then other countries across the world. Until liquidity arrives, it'll be blood only. Well, with pumps. Andrea, I hear what you're saying. It's a tough time. Tough time if you're a holder. Great time if you're a holder that likes to buy dips. That's the reality of the situation. All right, guys. Unfortunately, that is all I have for you today. Not a tremendous amount of news. I got some other work I got to get to, but look, hang in there, folks. Again, keep the chin up. Look at the dips. Stay realistic. Don't just knee-jerk react to a story, okay? Study the story. Tariffs paused for 90 days. Still 10% tariffs. Still massive China tariffs. And that's the reality of the situation. So we'll keep you guys updated with all things crypto. Follow us for more. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Until next time, guys, DCA HODL. Do your own research. If you want to sign up for Blowfin, you can sign up using our link in the comments down below. Good to see you, Benny. appreciate you, brother. All you guys out there, BSS, Andrea, Marlon, Simon, Matt, Skippy, all you guys. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And you too, Adrian. Love to you too, Adrian. That's all I got. See you, Papa. See all you guys. All right. Peace, y'all.